Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we're talking about the theme which has been going around everywhere, and that is about the Chapter 2 Season 2 map being flooded. Now the first thing that comes to my head is Epic going to pull their strings and make this flood idea completely go away and change something like they always do? Or is this actually going to happen? And that's what we're going to be breaking down in today's video. Obviously we're going to be showing gameplay of what it would look like if the map's flooded, and just generally talking about that as a whole regarding the storyline. Obviously it's going to have to lead up to something, so I've got a few topics there and then which I want to go over for you guys on this. It's actually really exciting, so if you guys are new around here, don't forget roughly 80% of you guys aren't already subscribed, so if you're one of them 80%, make sure you smash that subscribe and notification bell. Also, much love for the 20% of you guys that are subscribed and are tuning in every single video. You guys are the true OGs of the channel, so thank you so much. Much love and respect to you guys. Alright, so where do I start with this? Well, we've actually got the map that we've all been seeing around coming from Merle. You can see it on screen here. It's a great design and a great concept. So this was the first idea that people have started to really jump on for this underwater theme. This was like the start of everything almost. Obviously it was coming from the leaks as well, but this was the major thing which everybody is thinking wow. And then Merle then went and got some feedback from some sort of source that we don't know the exact identity of, but apparently it could be related to Epic. I'm not too sure if I believe that, but apparently the feedback that Merle got for this map design is going to be very similar to Chapter 2 Season 3's map. So that's why I wanted to put it in the video. Is Epic going to change things up? We're going to be talking about that, but let's first talk about the map itself. So the map itself is pretty obvious what's happening here. The map's going to be flooded somehow, maybe related to the storyline in the Doomsday device. You know, we see that the Doomsday device is over at the agency and there are a bunch of plugs/holes around the agency. If you're excited for that Doomsday event, I'll be covering it on the channel. Also smash like on the video in the next 5 seconds if you are excited for that event and want to see what is going to happen during that. So obviously these holes potentially could either put out water to flood it or drain the water and prepare for some sort of massive flood coming in. Two techniques there that could happen, or just generally the sea level could rise or the dam could burst. Now on this map that you can see, there is a bunch of different stuff that is at different levels. So we know that the signs at No Sweat Insurance show armbands, a shark, and also a floating house. Now this insurance type thing is a thing that's going on around the whole map, and this is how Merle actually created his map. So he actually labelled these signs, or someone did this for him, labelled the signs of the locations which had the most signs at, and that's obviously where the most insurance is going to be needed, and that's because these houses are going to be insured with these crazy rubber dinghy designs to keep them above the water. I think it's cool, and it's nice to see Epic definitely putting a little twist on it if this does happen. And then obviously the map will look like what Merle's created here. So what we can see is a lot of the locations will get covered up by water. However, the top right hand side of the map, as we know, will stay above the water because, you know, that side of the map generally is up in the hills, so that's probably going to be all kind of land still. Probably a more popular area that side now, but it depends what people like. They might like the new underwater mechanics. So then obviously the left side of the map, we've got a lot of the buildings that with the No Sweat Insurance signs out getting kind of a lift, but some locations will get flooded. For example, we'll obviously get Steamy flooded, we'll get Dirty flooded, we'll also get Salty flooded, Weeping Woods, Slurpy. So what's going to happen to these locations? I think we will get new POIs at these point of interests to kind of give us a signal of what potentially could happen in these areas, which I think will be nice to see, because obviously we'd get new underwater POIs at these places. Maybe Dirty Dots will get turned into kind of like maybe an Aquaman type area or something like that. Now, generally, do I want this to happen? And the answer to that is no. I would love an underwater theme, but I personally like it when a season drops and we don't have a clue what the theme is until the day of the season, or obviously the teasers. Now right now it seems like the whole community kind of knows what the season's going to be, but I would love Epic to change it last minute. Now, is Epic going to do this? And the answer to that is probably not. As we know, a lot of people are currently working from home and developing games to suddenly change something, for example like they did in season 7 with the event which we received for season 7 was not meant to be the event we were actually going to get. It actually got scrapped because of the sword. The sword was going to play a big part in the storyline, but it got scrapped. So I don't think Epic would have time to scrap this. So I think the underwater theme is going to go ahead if it is what they have planned. Now, is it going to be everything that we've seen in the leaks? Probably not. It's probably going to have some sort of changes to it, but I definitely think it looks this way, that if it is the underwater theme and all these sources are correct, then unfortunately that is what we are getting. Now, it's not exactly going to be unfortunate in that way. For a surprise, yes, it is not going to be good because it's not really much of a surprise, but I do think that the mechanics and the way the gameplay is going to change and the meta is going to be mega for the Fortnite community. So as I'm showing you guys this, I thought I would jump in to some gameplay which I have actually created for you guys in creative, which is absolutely awesome. So let's jump to that and show you guys some mechanics of maybe how this underwater theme could work and run. So here you can see a bunch of the gameplay which I have created for you guys. I've created this over as a concept. It's absolutely awesome. This is potentially what the season could look like for season 3. So season 3 is only around the corner, as we know, but with these underwater mechanics, just imagine what would happen. So certain items would float. For example, maybe a car would float, probably not, but for example, cupboards would float. Obviously you'd get boats as well. The people in the Fortnite map would be using boats to travel around. You would get obviously a few different weird floating items like fences, TVs, bushes, baths, sinks, all sorts of stuff really, even the Durburg over there. And then when you go in the house, you actually have these mechanics that you can see here. These are the sort of mechanics that you'd get. A lot of the items could be all floating. You'd be able to harvest them obviously, which would be really cool. You can see me doing that here. And as we go upstairs as well, you're going to get the same sort of mechanics. The house would be tilted a little bit because it'd be on the water, so a lot of the stuff would have fallen over and moved to one side, and you can see exactly how I've done this. The doors as well might be a little bit wonky, and the bed, and the house is just going to feel altogether tilted and a little bit rocky, which I think is going to be really awesome. I like the way, you know, all the items will be floating in the house as well. You can see that done here, so it's really cool and definitely something which we can expect for the season to look like if it definitely becomes water themed. So I actually went ahead and did a post on my channel for you guys on the actual prediction of the season, and it was a little post asking you guys whether you think that the season itself is going to be water themed, and you guys actually replied to me on this one saying that most of you actually said that some parts of the map but not all. So 80% of you to be exact, and only 9% of you guys think that not at all the season's going to be water themed, and the other 12% said that most of the map, almost all of it, would be covered in water. So some great predictions there from you guys, and it definitely looks confident that the community itself in the Fortnite universe right now definitely thinks that the map is going to be flooded with water. Now personally, like I said, I'm not too sure if I want that because it's getting so much hype around it. It'd be awesome if they do something slightly different, and that's what I'm hoping Epic will do, but I don't know if they will. So I'm hoping that, but it's not 100% confirmed. Now regarding how this is going to lead into it from the storyline, we obviously know the Doomsday event is happening, and as I mentioned before, the plugs themselves are big for that event. Now what is really going to confuse me is how this is going to lead in from this Ghost versus Shadow battle into this. Something's got to happen in that event to cause this water theme to be created. If the map is to happen for some reason to be flooded in water, it can't just suddenly randomly go into water. Really, it wouldn't flow with the storyline nicely. This agency season worked quite well. We obviously had the war between Alter and Ego as the island had just been established, and then obviously as time went on, they decided to rebrand their names as Ghost and Shadow, and that's the current battle that we're currently taking, with Midas now kind of going rogue on all of his agents, or still working for Ghost. We're not 100% certain which side he's working on, and hopefully the event itself will clear up everything to do with Midas, Oro, etc. In the past I've got lots of furry videos which are worth checking out on the channel, but I'm hoping this event maybe will have something to do with Midas and that Doomsday device that we know as the Doomsday device. Obviously the name of that device will probably come out closer to the time. Right now it's only its name in the file. We know that this device is definitely going to do something magical and could actually cause the flood. Is it going to cause a storm? And that storm is going to cause the flood. You know, generally a storm is not the normal storm we get in Fortnite. It just does damage to you. It's generally really bad rain, really bad weather. And is this going to create an extreme storm which will eventually flood the map? That again is my prediction regarding that Doomsday device. I do think that it will definitely create something regarding a storm or something in the map. I've got more of a storyline video in the works at the minute. Obviously I haven't released that one yet. I want to give you guys more theories and more ideas. Right now I just wanted to bring up that big topic on how the season 3 map is obviously related to the storyline. This is still not 100% confirmed though, guys, so anything could change. Everything's subject to change, and obviously this is only what the whole community is thinking at this moment in time. Well, my community, only 9% of you guys are thinking that this isn't going to happen. So there's a lot of you actually thinking that this could be the case, and so many YouTubers are covering it. Obviously there's a lot of clickbait around this. I made a video on that. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's a great video which goes over all of the clickbait regarding season 3, because it is frustrating seeing people create concepts and then calling them concepts the official battle pass or battle pass overview, etc. It's just not necessary, because these concepts themselves are concepts. You know, that's what's going on with that. And the final topic I've got for you guys is on the line of a concept which I've used in today's thumbnail, because I really appreciate this concept and I think it's an amazing design, and that's actually the paradigm skin here underwater. So there's a lot of theories going around that potentially the engineer could be related to Paradigm, and obviously I've talked about this a little bit and I will break it down further in this storyline video, but I thought I'd just tease you guys a little bit about it, because obviously the Paradigm themselves is a skin that we just don't know where they fit in the storyline regarding the 7. But do I think generally, just as like a quick question, if you were to ask me, Pat, do you think the 7 are going to take part in this season or next? My quick answer would be no, because I think the 7 are going to come in later on in chapter 2's storyline. I think they're going to get it all settled, get it going with this ghost versus shadow type thing. Maybe that gets beaten this season or something else happens, and maybe the 7 does come in, but I think it's a little bit too early just to know if it's suitable for the 7. I think it's kind of early in the storyline. I know it's been a good few months now since we last saw the 7, which was the end of season X, which was a while ago, which is back, I think it was back in September time, maybe even earlier. I'm not too sure exactly when chapter 2 released. I can't remember the exact date, but you know, it was pretty awesome to think that they were the big, like, they were leading up to that for ages. The 7 were building up throughout season 4 to season X, and 6 seasons worth of the 7 content. Are they going to do the same? I think they'll wait a little bit. They'll tease them maybe a little bit, but they're not going to suddenly just go boom, the 7 are in. And we've still got Chaos Agent as well to deal with. So we've got a lot of stuff going on in this Fortnite world. I can't wait to break it more down for you guys in a storyline video coming very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe, smash that notification bell, smash the like on today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Much love and respect. And once again, this is Postbox Pat signing out.